Welcome. This is Bitcoin Day Trading, the best Elliott wave analysis, episode number 32. I'm a little late because I just had an emergency. It was one of my clients who had an emergency, and I did meet him, and I took a look at what was going on. The thing is that the client became one of my clients, and he asked me to buy Bitcoin for him, to set up a wallet for him, to send the Bitcoin I did bought for him to his wallet. And that's what I did. So I bought the Bitcoin he wanted, and I did send it to him. That's what he wanted me to do for him. And he wants to look at the chart once every 3 months or once every quarter, or once every 2 months. Sometimes he takes a look at the charts. But the thing is, the emergency was the following. He did write at the beginning of the bull market, he did write down his seed phrase, his 24 words of recovery. He did it in my presence because he would have never figured it out himself. It's a person of a certain age, not too old, but of a certain age. And I don't know why, but it seems to be really hard for him to take a look, to manage the technological aspect of cold storage. That seems to be very hard for him. So I sat next to him and I explained him everything. And I told him to write down his seed phrase. I told him to check his seed phrase 3 times. I told him to take a password that he can remember. And he told me, stop asking. I know it. I've just done it. It's all right. And I told him to store the seed phrase somewhere extremely safe, like in a safe in his house. And he said, don't worry, I'll do the necessary steps. That's what he told me. Okay. Now, today he figured out. He figured out, and then he called me in an emergency that he did forget his password. That's the first thing he figured out. I said, keep calm. You don't have to worry. You still have your seed phrase, don't you? You did write it down in my presence. Okay. So he said, yes. I have the seed phrase. But he comes up with 3 seed phrases, and he doesn't know which one is the one where he's where the Bitcoins are on. Okay. So that was the first difficulty. The second difficulty was that on every one of the seed phrases, there were a couple of words that I could not decipher and that he could not decipher. He did write them down, but I can't read his handwriting, and he could not read his own handwriting. So I spent the last 4 or 5 hours playing a crossword game, and I tried to guess the words that were missing in the seed phrase in question, because 2 of them I guessed all. Everyone had an issue, but the one where the Bitcoins were on, there were 3 words missing, and I spent the entire day guessing those 3 words, because a couple of letters I could see, but I could not know how much letters there are in the word. So it was extremely hard for me to guess the word. But after working on it for 4 or 5 hours, I finished guessing the words correctly, and I could recover his wallet. So that's good. And for now on, he will change his tactic because it freaks him out. It freaks him out having a seed phrase. It freaks him out doing a transaction with Bitcoin when he wants to sell or when he wants to pay somebody. It freaks him out. So from now on, with that client, I will take care of his seed phrase. I will take care of his cold wallet, and I will take care of everything, because he feels much more comfortable letting me do it than doing it himself. I told him it's something personal. You should do it yourself, and you should trust nobody else. But he said, I entirely trust you, and I prefer you do it than I do it, because I freak out when I have anything to do with Bitcoin. And what I find strange with that client is that the technological aspect is so hard for him. but he doesn't mind the market volatility. The market volatility is fine. He never complains about the market volatility, but the technological stuff, and there were only two things he had to do. All the rest I did. The one was take a password, and the second one was to write down 24 words. But that freaks him totally out. And he panics also when he has to do a transaction, when he has to scan a QR code and send some money. Then he totally freaks out, totally panics. So from now on, I'm not going to do all of it for him. It's a client that I personally know. It's a client that I like. And it's a client who did sign a contract with me. So I feel comfortable doing it for him. And the good news is that he took a position, not extremely large, but a nice position at the beginning of the bull market. And now it's much more money. So I spent 5 hours finding out the missing words, or 4 hours, because I would have been quite sad if he lost all his money and all the gains. I mean, now it's a nice position, and it would have been very sad for him if he lost it all. That's just what I want to say. So that's why I'm totally behind schedule, and it's even hard for me to make this intervention and to take a look at my charts, or to post my TA right now for my private clients. It's hard because after spending 5 hours playing a crossword game, I'm behind schedule on everything. Okay, that being said, let's take a look at my disclaimer, which tells you that trading is risky and that you should be careful, especially if you don't know what you're doing. And then you can take a look at my services. I offer one-on-one services, and I have a private live Elliott wave update channel where my clients receive a couple of updates a day, at least one a day, but it might be 4, 5, or 6. It depends on every time I see something new on the chart, every time I see something that I want to comment, or every time I change my labeling on the chart, and that happens quite often, I'll contact them. The membership fee is only $20 a month, and right now it is nearly full. There will be one place available if I don't raise the number of participants. Then there will be one place available. All the other places are already taken. But still, if I figure out I'm new, or I'm doing that, I'm starting with that private channel on Telegram, where I give live Elliott wave updates. So I'm starting with it. I didn't have the time right now until now to put it on my website, and I'm not sure how much work it will do. There's also a lot of questions from the client. What crypto can I send, and can I send USDC to a Bitcoin address, and so on? You get a lot of questions, a lot of explanation. I had a client who lives in a country with a lot of sanction, and he could not do a Bitcoin transaction, but he could do a Tor transaction, and he did write me a huge explanation about that. I don't really understand it, but I tried to facilitate it for him still, so that he could join, and he did. But I mean, there's a lot of taking care of the participants, and I don't know how much I can admit in that private channel group before I'm overwhelmed. So if you're interested, there will be one place opening up. So let me know. And also, I might raise the number of participants in the future. So if you're interested, just tell me. I put you on a waiting list, and as soon as I figure out how you can join, I will add you to the participant list. It is $20 a day. Okay, that being said, I think now we can take a look at the chart, and then I can move on with my day. So let's take first a look at the 3-hour chart. So the 3-hour chart is still looking bullish. On the 3-hour chart, it's hard to point out the internal labeling of the 5th wave. It's hard to point out. It was possible on wave 3. As you can see, it was possible on wave 3. It was also possible on wave 1 on the 3-hour chart. But for now, it is not possible if I look only at that to label the chart correctly. So that's the thing. And then people ask me about my Fisher indicator, and I answered already in my chat room. I'm going to show you also Telegram, so you can take a look at it, because there was one interesting question that you should know about, and there are a lot of interesting subjects discussed. So you really should go in. It goes as far as I know, it goes very well until now, and you should join. I'm sure you find it interesting when you're in. My public Telegram group is free, so you don't have to pay any fees. It's only my private Telegram group where I give you live updates on Elliott. That is $20 a day, not a day, but $20 a month. So my Fisher indicator are the little triangles on top and below the candles. That's my Fisher indicator, and as you can see, it is still fully bullish. So people ask me about when, the important question is, when do I get confirmation that we have topped? And what I need to see, everybody trades his way, okay? But I need to see, for me, then there need to be two things. One is that that Elliott wave turned bearish, and for now my analysis on the Elliott wave did not turn bearish. I'm still bullish, even though we could have topped, and I will tell you why when you look at the at the 5-minute chart. But so one thing I want is that the Elliott wave, for me, Elliott wave is an indicator. Okay, that Elliott wave tells me that we are now looking for lower price. We have now entered a correction. I need Elliott wave to tell me that. I don't know exactly when that happens. It could happen here. Okay, it can happen at the 2.414 feedback extension. It could happen at the 2.618 extension, and I would not say that it's impossible that we go even higher and touch the upper channel. So I don't know where the top really will happen. This is not a wave structure that gives me confidence. If I look at that gives me confidence that we did top. And in the past, I've realized that when I think that we top because of only Elliott wave, and I only look at Elliott wave, sometimes I'm wrong. So I think we have topped, but in reality, we extend and we go still a big way higher. So I want one. There are two things I want. I want Elliott wave to tell me that now we have entered a correction, and that I will be looking out for lower price. So I want my first indicator, Elliott wave, to turn bearish, and then I want my second indicator to turn bearish also. And my second indicator is the Fisher indicator. It was bearish here. It was bearish here. It was bearish here. It was bearish here. Okay. Every time. But now it's still bullish. Okay, so sometimes when it turns bearish, I will exit my long position and go short. I did it here in that correction because not just my Fisher indicator told me to go short, but also, and it was a profitable trade, but not just my Fisher indicator told me to go short, but also Elliott wave told me that we have topped, that wave 3 was over. And once he told me that, I knew and I had one of my confirmation, and the second one followed. Elliott wave is often I get the Elliott wave bearish confirmation before I get the Fisher bearish confirmation most of the time. So, and that's what it is. So for now, for me, I'm still long. I know that, and I will show you that Elliott wave is telling that the top could be in, and that this could be the top. Elliott wave tells me that, but I have no confirmation. I have not the Fisher indicator confirming, like it did here, that the top is in. So until that happens, I'll keep bullish and I stay long. That's one thing I wanted to explain. And since we are talking about that subject, I'll show you briefly my Telegram group. And here was the last interesting question I did get. And the question was, Mr. Terry, what would be a confirmation of a talk to you? So I just explained it. I did explain it here also. And then I also explained why Elliott wave is just an indicator to me. So that's interesting to read it. It was an interesting question, and you should read it. You will get something out of it. Let me read the second part, because I'm sure I'll tell you to read it and you won't read it. Okay, the first part I think I explained, but let me read the second part. Elliott wave, just as Fisher, is only an indicator to me, not a trading system. The trading system is what you do, where your stop loss will be, how much money you are willing to lose on a position, what your position sizing leverage is, and for what signal you are waiting to exit your position. All these questions must be answered before you take a position. So that's what I did answer to one of my subscribers, and he's also a participant of my private channel, and I did answer that to him. So the important thing is just that you know, and that's the Telegram channel I'm inviting you to join. It's always good to have a second way of communicating with me. And if you want to subscribe for the private channel, where I give live updates on Elliott a couple of times a day, there might be days on the weekend I will work less, and there might be days where I only do one, if not much happens, but there can also be days where I do 5 or 6 updates, because a lot is happening according to price. So if you want to come into that channel, it's $20 a month, and you have to go on that public Telegram group. It's free, and you just tell me that you're interested, and I will put you in a waiting list. And as soon as I can add more members to the channel, I will. So tell me that you're interested if you are interested. Okay, and if you want to learn how to do all the things that I talk about, choose your stop loss level, know how much money you are willing to lose, and know how much money you could lose if you need help with that on a position. If you don't know how to manage position sizing or leverage, or if you don't know on what signal you have to wait before you exit your position, all that I teach also my private clients when I find the time to do it and they ask for it. That's why I offer one-on-one coaching. So I teach all those things to my clients. And there's one thing, I will always ask you what kind of trader you are and what you want to do, because you don't have to follow my system. And with looking at you and hearing what you tell me, how much time you want to put in it, how much you will look at the charts, what your level of TAs and so on. By listening to you, I will recommend you a system that I think can be fine for you. If you don't have one already. If you have one already, you only tell me what you do and when you do it. And if you checked all the points on the checklist, then I will say it's fine, you can trade it. If there's something you need to pay attention or something you can improve, I will also point it out, and then you can do that to work on that point. So I think it's extremely interesting to be able to talk with a trader. I would have paid a lot of money to do that in the past, because it would have made me a much better trader very soon. I wasted a long time before I became a good trader, because it is very hard to get the right information and to get somebody who guides you and tells you how you can become better. So the progress you can make in 6 or 1 year or 1 year is like the progress in that you would maybe make in 10 years if you work on your own. So it's always nice to have somebody who points things out and who points things out to you and directs you in the right direction. So if you're interested in one-on-one coaching, let me know. Just contact me here on the private on the public Telegram group, or write me an email. My email address is on my website. And finally, I commented on my last position. I said my last position is now up more than 200%, not bad for a couple of days. You can see how much less, I think 2 or 3 days, or maybe 4, but I guess more 2 or 3. I don't remember. I had a lot to do, so I don't remember how when I took it, but you can check. I won't keep showing you all my position, but I wanted to let you know, to let you see that I did let it run, as I told you, and did not take early profits. So a lot of one mistake people do is that they take profits too soon. As soon as they make a little money, they take it because they're scared that they will lose their gains, and that's a mistake, in my opinion. So I did let it run just as I said, and that's my position. And I took it on open at the 10th, and now we are no, that's the 17th. In English is careful. I took it the 17th, and we are the 10th. So if you count 17, 18, 19, and today 20. 17, 18, 19, 20. So 4 days maximum. It took 4 days to make 219, 37%. And I might even make more. Since I don't exit my position here, I might also lose maybe until my indicator tells me to go bearish, and it would maybe the earliest time it would go bearish is now in maybe 6 hours. Okay, but in 6 hours I could be down 50%, or I could be down even 100% if it crashes extremely hard. I don't think so, but I still do it because I don't mind losing a couple of gains, because if I exit my position early, I will lose more money than if it goes down now for 50% before I get my my indication for a top. That's still if I only make 150% on that position, it's still fine for me. It's still a profitable position, but I don't want to exit it here if we go 100 or 200% higher. You know, I don't want to exit before it's over. So I want to wait for my indication of a top and confirmation, as I told you. So so I let it run, and I see at the end where I will exit. That will stay a profitable position for sure, but I don't know now because when I will exit it when Elliott wave and Fisher tells me to exit it. Until then, I will let it run, and it could be up to in a couple of days. It could be over 300%, or and if we keep on, we could even reach the 400% on that position, on just one position, in just something like 1 week. It's possible. I don't know if it happens. You know, I don't have a crystal ball, but it's possible. So why do I show that? Do you think I want to show off? No, but I really don't like people who talk about trading and never trade, okay, and incapable of being consistently profitable. So if you are still a loser in regards to trading, then you should probably not teach other people how to trade. That gets on my nerves. I listened when I tried to learn trading. I listened to gurus, and they were all extremely bad traders, and I don't like that. So I like when people are authentic and are capable of really making money in the market. So I don't like showing up, but if I don't show you that I can do it, then you might think that I'm just one more of those losers that talk to you all day long, but never make $5 in the markets. And there are a lot of them, really a lot. The biggest you see with 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 followers, they are losers, incapable of trading. I can guarantee it to you. I can guarantee it to you. Just everything that comes out of their mouth is BS. And it's really sad, because teaching that to people will only make the probabilities of their followers higher to lose money. If you listen to those kind of people, you will lose your money faster than you would lose it normally. Without them, you would still lose your money because you're still not a good trader. But with them, you will lose it even faster. And that's why I want to show some proof right now. I don't think I keep on doing this, not because I don't have profitable position. I have very often profitable position, but I just don't want to do it. And it's not honest, because I show you that position, but when I get a losing position, do I show it? No. So it makes no sense. But I just want to show you that I'm really trading, not like those fake kind of traders, and there are so many that never take trading position, or are at least never profitable. So it's just I don't like the fake aspect of trading. And now let's go back to the chart. So we did talk about the 3-hour chart here. I'm not sure. There are two possible counts. My favorite count is that it's wave 3. Then we would, and it's the less bullish count, but there is an alternate count that we are only topping at wave 1, which would mean that we would go much higher, much higher. Okay, and the probable retracement target is at the maximum retracement target is at 53,848. That's the maximum retracement target. I will once we did top, I will give more targets, and I will have a clear more. I will point out the bottom more clearly. But for now, and that's the maximum target we have. So the question is, where will top? And I don't know, but I know that I will know that we have top once my indicator tell me that we have topped. And they will tell me when Elliott wave goes bearish, according to my analysis. I will see it on the chart when it shows up. And it will tell me that we have topped when Fisher, the triangles, confirm that. Then I know that we have topped, and mostly I'm right. Not always, but mostly I'm right. When I say mostly, I mean, you must understand that I make money by being more right than wrong. I have losing trades, okay? Every trader has. There's not one trader on earth that doesn't have a losing trade. Nobody knows 100% for certain if you will make money or lose money on a trade when he enters a trade. Now, what was my train of thought? So I have losing position, but I think I will get what I expect. I can tell you because I need a big sample of trades, and doing that big sample of trades, I have to do exactly the same thing, always exactly the same thing, and never make a mistake. If not, I won't have a clean sample base that I can look at. But I have a trading journal, and I try to find that out. I'm in the process of trying to find that out. And once I have enough trades, I will be able to know how good my trading system is. But what I hope for right now is only that I will be right 3 times, and that I will be wrong 2 times. So I fully expect to be wrong 2 times and to be right 3 times. And it's the difference that makes me money. It's the thing that I'm more right than wrong that makes me money. And the second thing that will make me money and does make me money is that when I lose money, I lose less money than when I gain money. So you see my last position 200%. So and a losing position will never go to 200%. Maximum would be 100%, and often I can cut the losses before that and only take 30% or maybe 40% loss. But of course, I take losses. I take losses like every other trader. But I hope to be 3 times right and make 3 times money and lose only 2 times. And when I make money, I expect my position to be much larger than those that I encounter when I lose money. That's how I make money. That's how every trader makes money. Nobody is right 100% of the time. We don't have a crystal ball. Okay, it's just probabilities. I'm just talking about probabilities, nothing more. There's an interesting thing. They checked if you can make money with a coin flip. Okay, and the answer was yes, you can make money with a coin flip. Going long or short on a coin flip. Yes, you can make money with a coin flip. It is not a lot of money. They tested it. It's not a lot of money, but you can make money on a coin flip. The thing is you must be good at trading, really at trading, not at just the 10% that is looking at indicators, Elliott wave or or Fisher. That's, I mean, I can explain a baby that this is bearish and that this is bullish, green bullish, purple bearish. I mean, I can explain it to a baby and he will understand it straight away. Okay, that's not the complicated thing on trading. And Elliott wave, even Elliott wave, 5 waves up and a correction ABC, that's not that complicated. Okay, it is complicated to label it correctly, but it's not that complicated. If you study it a lot, you will, and you have some facilities for it, you will be able to do it correctly quite soon, as long as you follow the rules and you're good at seeing patterns in the chart. So, but even Elliott wave, the main principle of Elliott wave are not that complicated to teach. So that is only 10%. TA is only 10%. As I always say, psychology is 60%. It's the most hard thing. And it gets extremely hard as a trader. You try to increase your position sizing, because if you increase your position sizing, you will be able to make more money. But you will see that trading gets much harder when you increase the position sizing, even if everything you do is the same. And that's one part of the psychological aspect. So that's 60%. And then there is still 30%, which is money management. So, so where do you put your stop loss and so on? Okay. Also your position sizing. Make sure that you don't trade more than 1 or 2% maximum of your capital. You should be more at 1%. Some go up to 2%, but that's all you should trade on a single trade. All those kind of stuff. I'm not going to go over the whole list right now, but all those kinds of stuff are part of money management, and especially position sizing. So position sizing is part of money, and the psychological aspect is something like fear or greed, and it makes a huge impact on you, because if you're not capable to take a long position here, you will never. And if you're not able to take a short position here, you will never. So even if your indicators to you, because here you are over optimistic and here you are over pessimistic. So, and that's the case for most people. 99% of the people would never want to take a position here, and 100% of the people want to take a long position here. 99% of the people don't want to take a long position here, and 99% of the people want to take a long position here. So they do exactly the opposite of what they're supposed to do. And that's one of the reasons why only, according to me, 1% of participants make money consistently in the market. Some people say it is 95%. It is 5% that make consistently money, and there are some that go up to, some analysts that go up to 15%. But I think it's 1%. I think it's not more than 1%. I think it's so easy to lose money that you will more lose money than make. They played a game. One trader, Tarp, plays a game with his clients. And the game is he pulls out of a bag a couple of balls with different colors. And there's a green ball where you double your money. There's a red ball where you lose all, and there's maybe a yellow ball where you lose half of your money. And he lets everybody start with the same amount, 100,000. And they play it for the same amount of time, and they all get the same results. The only thing they can choose is how much money they put on. They put on each ball, on each bet. So how much money they put, and the result is always something like this. It is that that 1/3 of the group goes bankrupt. So they lose all the money very quickly, 1/3 of the group. There's the second third of the group that lost more money than it made, and there's only 1/3 of the group that makes money. So you see, it is always less people that make money than make it. And there are 2 out of 3 that lose money, and only 1 out of 3 that make money. And that's when the game is extremely simple, when you only can bet on going going long or short on a ball that comes out, or something like a coin flip. When you can only bet on that, the only thing you no, actually, I think the only thing you could do is not even go long and short. The only thing you can do is change the position size. You can bet $1 or you can bet 10,000 or 50,000 on a ball. But I don't think you can go short. So you can only take a bet by only changing your position sizing. There's still only 1 out of 3 that makes money, and the other 2 out of 3 lose money. And the only thing you can do is play the game and how big your position size is. And still, there's only 1 out of 3 that makes money. So and that's when it's easy. When it's real trading, when it's that what I'm showing you, it's much harder. So I think so it's normal that it's at least 85, 95 or 99% of the people lose money. I think it's 99. But I might be wrong on that. But it's very high. It's in the best case scenario, 85% of the participants lose money in the best case scenario. I think it's 99%. Okay, so I'm not going to talk much longer about this chart. I think you know the basics about it, but we'll still gonna take a look at the 5-minute chart. So the 5-minute chart, if I zoom out, if I can do that, I would like to do that, but somehow it's a little complicated because I want to show you the entire move. Okay, so we had on the 5-minute chart, we had the bottom here. Then we had a wave 1, 2, 3, 4 with a triangle. And now we ended wave, now we could have ended wave 5. Okay, so that's all that is required for the bull market to stop according to Elliott wave. That does not mean that you will stop because we always can have an extension, but it is possible that we did top, because you always can go from something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you can go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, and up here the 5. Yeah, and here you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's an extension. And it's always possible. So you can have that, you can have an extension, and it goes on. It goes from 5 to 9, and then it goes to 13, and it goes on to infinity. And you always can have an extension. Of course, at a certain moment, the probability is less likely, but you always can get an extension. You just add 4 waves. Because from going from 1 wave to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, you add 1, 2, 3, 4 waves. That's why you can always add 4. So this looks 5, but there could be an extension. We could go to 9 waves. So we could go much higher. And that's why I still I keep long, because I don't know if it's top. I mean, I always expect an extension, and doing that serves me more than exiting prematurely the charts. So after having shown you that, we'll take a look at the last part of the rise. So here we had also a triangle, yeah. And then we had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And because we had 5 waves, it could be fully developed, and we could have a top tier. But as I told you, we also can get an extension and go higher. Then I just simply have to relabel the internal waves. But I always can do that because this could be a 1 or 2, you know. Let me do it again. Well, this could be a 1, a 2, Then I would put a 3 here, a 4 here, and a 5. And a 5 even higher. And that 3 would go on top of this one. So we could, there's always the possibility of an extension, according to me. Other analysts will have a different opinion, but I think there's always a possibility of an extension. So I won't just exit it because a certain price did get hit. Because sometimes you're right, and that's spectacular, but most of the time you will be wrong. So I want Elliott wave to flip bearish, and right now, if I look at that, it's still not the case. And I want my second indicator Fisher to go bearish also. Only then will I be looking out for lower prices and probably go short. Here there is the possibility of going short, because if it's the top, it's a 5 or 5 or 5, and the correction should go quite low. We could retrace up to here, and that would be quite profitable to get that move if that's what's happening. But before I can give you lower target, I need to see first that we did top, and right now I'm not seeing it on the charts. But it could be the case in 3 hours, or not. 3 hours would be a little soon, because Fisher doesn't turn bearish that fast. Not 3 hours, but in best case scenario, maybe 6 hours or 9 hours. It's a 3 hour chart, so maybe 6 or 9 hours. We could be bearish, and of course we could be in 6 hours bearish, and we could be at that level. But I'm more than willing to give up that profit. My position will still be profitable, and I'm fine with it. But I don't want to exit here if we go up to here, and that's possible. Okay, because here you see a channel, and the channel says that the top is when the price hits the top and of the channel. Then that's the top of wave 5, and it could hit here. It could hit here, the top of the channel, or it could even hit here, the top of the channel. So I don't know, but I know that it's a possibility that we go that high. Okay, it's a possibility. It's not impossible. Those levels do show resistance. So here, as you can see, once we did touch the 1.918, we did retrace. So it did offer resistance, and it did the same very beautifully here when wave 3 was 3 times wave 1, and it did the same here when wave when it would retrace to 0.236 of wave 3. It also perfectly showed. But I mean, the two level did show no resistance, and this one can get through quite easily. This one I think will be a little harder to get through, but still we can touch the upper trend line of my channel. So I'm not going to give up on that move just because my Elliott wave count could be ending. It could also extend. So I'm always leaning bullish until both things happen. Once that I change my opinion on Elliott wave, and that will happen. It happens normally faster than Fisher. Often I already know on Elliott wave that we have top, but I'm still waiting for the confirmation of Fisher. So it happens even faster. Okay, so if something happens until tomorrow, my subscribers in my private channel will be informed live, and for the rest of you, you will have to wait up to tomorrow for an update from me. And if you're interested in the private channel, the live Elliott wave updates private channel for $20 a month, then let me know. I put you on the waiting list, and as soon as I can add you, if I can manage more people, as soon as I can add you, I will add you. Okay, so let me know if you're interested, if you want more updates than one. And they're quite, I think they're quite good and quite educational. And the difference is that this intervention is long. It takes 30 minutes, but to see 1 or 2 charts and to have a brief explanation on it takes only 5 minutes. So you know what the market does in 5 minutes instead of watching an entire video of 30 minutes. So that could be interested. Some people could be interested in it. that's all for today. Thanks for watching. I was long, longer than usually, or maybe not that much longer, but a little long. And you can do me a favor, as always, by hitting the like icon and also subscribe and hit the bell notification because it's time-sensitive information. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.